Hey everyone, I'm Darky, the game designer for Boat Crew, and you're watching the episode 2 of our series Designer Place. Um, Last time around, we equipped our ship with our boat with some rockets, and we were hunting medium sized ships with it. Now I want to arm myself with a set of Mark 14 torpedoes because I find them to be one of the most cost-effective torpedoes we have in the game right now. And I think if I remove some ammo boxes, we're gonna have enough RPs left over to add an Arlecon on the back, and that should give us a decent armament. So for a while I want to be hunting ships and go find a strategic target group to sink. Let's go. There's an assault in Abubu, so the strategic target group should be around here. If they're supporting it. Oh, there they are. Let's get them. We're at the stage of the game where we can attack the strategic target group all on our own and expect to, come out triumphant with a few sinkings. And even though I am capable of sinking at least a couple of ships here, I will still be smart about it and try to use the cover of the night to my benefit. So one thing someone asked last week was if we plan to add any destroyers or ships like that to the game as a playable vessel. Well, our answer to that, as it has usually been, is that the game is designed for PT boats, boat-sized vessels. So a larger, a ship with hundreds of crewmen would not really fit the scope of the game. The mechanics would not really work for that. So we can't really add playable destroyers to the game without causing scope creep. But we are adding the PC-461 Subchaser eventually. As the last boat we had, we're still going to add the Elco 77-foot boat first. But yeah, after we do that, the Subchaser will be a playable boat. And among other things, she'll have, more crew, more mass, more guns. She'll also be targeted by enemy dive bombers, things like that. So we're hoping that scratches the destroyer itch without, breaking the theme of the game to be about destroyers. Sorry, that was a slip of the tongue. To be about PT boats. The game Boat Crew is not about destroyers, it's about PT boats. Just in case there is any confusion there. Looks like they're heading to the coastline. Yeah, it's a bit of an annoying problem we have. We fixed this issue for bases, so if you fight around bases, there won't be a problem with ships beaching themselves, at least not to the same degree as they used to. But when the engagement is generated next to a landmass like this, but also out of the range of a base, pathfinding can work in some strange ways. So that's something we'd like to fix at some point, improve. It's the last big problem we have with the ship movement speed. Movement behavior. So that's something to take care of at some point. No. Right, it has kicked off. That Mark 14 hit should sink that destroyer. So play defense for a moment here. Shoot these planes down while avoiding fire. We still have 2 torpedoes to make use of. Another thing we're working on right now is that we're working on workshop integration for the game. Now you might be wondering, what is there to integrate in the workshop? The game isn't really moddable yet, aside from some basic parameter changes. Well, that may be true, but we're also adding the scenario editor we used for making challenges to the game itself. So it's being polished, it's being updated to be intuitive to use, to be easier to grasp. And oh, that's nasty. That was a fine parting shot from them. So yeah, we're adding the scenario editor to the game. You'll be able to make missions in the same way we've made the challenges. You'll also be able to upload them and share them in the workshop. We are very eager to see what people can do with that. That update has been in the works for some time now. Hopefully we'll be able to reach the experimental stage soon. We haven't had an official mention of that with a diary or anything, so you've heard it here first. We're gonna have an announcement for that soon, pretty much. There you go, they reached themselves. That's annoying. But also kind of funny. So, yeah. Another thing we talked about previously is the unit editor, which is not going to be a part of the game. It's going to be a modding tool for modders to add units to the game, add their own models and implement them as ships and aircraft to the game. That's also being worked on. It was going to be an internal tool we make for ourselves, but we hit some snags there, just like we did in game right now and are dying. And yeah, we hit some snags there, so it never ended up being used for internal purposes. But you know, we're working on that for modders to be able to add units. So no promises on when that would happen. The scenario editor itself will be soon. This one we'll see when it's done, but we're hopeful about it. So hopefully we'll be having unit creation support for modders as well, sooner rather than later. I probably shouldn't speak and drive, but yeah, that was we sank some ships at the coast of our boat. We made some RPs from it, so I'd say we kind of broke even. Okay, so I think this is a good time to change boats. I'm gonna go for the Huckins. It's the most recent boat we've added. It's in fact the only boat we've added during early access so far. The other 3 were there at the beginning of early access, all the way back in 2022. She's quite maneuverable. Apparently in real life they were also found to be quite effective at the trials, but they never really won out for a reason I'm not actually quite sure what it was, because they were pretty good boats. So I'm going to equip the Mark 14s again. You got the Erlikon. But that's another thing, right? We now have default loadouts, also a baseline amount of RP. So it's now 12,000. You can't go under this amount of RP, even if you die, or you can't buy support powers or anything. That's the base amount of RP you'll always have. You're not gonna lose more RP than that if you're sunk. So all those things, that should be your safety net now. And you will always remain combat effective even if you're in a kind of a losing streak, let's say. I want to make these colors eye-catching. Cyan, gray, yellow? Nah. Let's go with dark blue here. White. Yeah, okay. There we go. And we have ourselves a nice boat. And I think I have a name for her. I'm going to call her the Ice Queen because the color scheme reminds me of ice. Crew. Right, Roderick Ekstrom. I want an acrobatic and practical guy as my skipper. Alright, now let's get out there and look for some trouble. I'm gonna try and find the strategic target group that sank us last time, because I want revenge. And there we go. Speak of the devil. Let me check my call-ins first. Dauntless. Wildcats. More Dauntless. Let's re-roll. Light shells, there we go. And I think I could make use of these medium shells as well. Here we go. We're attacking them at 6 AM. There should be some visibility. It's not gonna be a nighttime fight like before. I want them to see me coming. I want to look them in the eyes as I sink them. We have no squadron boat with us this time around. It's just us. So I'm gonna do something I normally don't do. I'm going to go straight for the Rouge. She seems to be the second closest ship to us. And we're gonna go for the big one right away. Because we don't want to be overwhelmed by planes. We don't want to let her launch her air wing. We want to finish this. First torpedo away. I haven't spotted. They're firing some beehive shells at us. Two torpedoes away. The first one was a miss. Oh, the Rouge has a lot of frontal AA guns. We really don't want that smoke. No. And we're all about shredded here. We're not dead yet. That was an incredibly bold attack on our part. All of our guns are down. The Rouge seems to be fine. She's trailing smoke though. We'll see. She's taking in water. Our torpedo hits were hits, but it doesn't look like we've dealt enough damage. So, as you might remember, in the previous video, we killed a Rouge with a single Mark 13 hit, and now we hit her with two Mark 14s, and it wasn't a sinking. And that's a result of the damage control system. You can have some wildly unexpected results. But yeah, the third hit's got her. Let's see, we have some artillery now. I want to get rid of the Nagatsuki. Not sure if I aimed that well. Okay, let's... We came here to sink the carrier. We did our job. We should probably pick our guys up and leave. We're out of torpedoes anyways. Alright, that was a victory, I'd say. I mean, a PT boat does not need to wipe out an entire task force to be successful. Even sinking one carrier on our own would be enough to make headlines, right? So we haven't lost anyone. We haven't sunk, despite the incredibly aggressive attack in the beginning. And I'd say we've acquitted ourselves well. As you might have seen from the scavenged, we added this new RP indicator that tells you how many RPs worth of crates you have on the map. But of course, in that state, we could not really go backwards. But yeah, we've now made some RPs, and I want to... Actually, I think I'm happy with the Mark 14s. They're a pretty nice and effective type of torpedo. But I think what I can do is to add a second Oerlikon to the front. And obviously that's going to need a gunner. And I think I can turn one of my repairmen into the gunner, into my fourth gunner. There we go. So yeah, the Ice Queen has done well for herself in her first serious combat action. They should be limping back home, I think, because they lost their carrier, so they're not going to stick around. They're gonna try and get away. Yeah, the group with the Nagatsuki, they've been here 3 hours ago. I'll follow the scent, but I guess they're just in the wind now. Yeah, they're probably out of the region. So yeah, let's sail back and see if we can't find another group to attack. I'm focused on ship hunting right now. I'm not really feeling like attacking bases. I guess if you wanted to attack, win the campaign as soon as possible, you would have to do that. But I'm not in any hurry right now. I'm out for blood here. Oh, Buala has 2 coastal tankers and a merchant ship. Maybe if we waited here, they would get out, and there we go. We have someone coming out of there. That's the supply convoy. Alright, compared to what we previously did, this should be relatively easy to do. There's the merchant ship. I'm gonna see if I can get her from this distance. They're usually not as nimble as combat ships. Yeah, and there's the sub chaser. Yeah, the sub chaser is in this unique position of, being very lethal. Wait, sorry, that's not the sub chaser, is it? Yeah, that's a minesweeper. There should be a sub chaser around here now. Oh yeah, it looks like I just misread the card. Yeah, that's a hit. That should sink the ship. Oh, damage control is unusually on point today. Firing off my remaining torpedoes because I don't want to push my luck too much. Alright, the minesweeper is down. Heavy man down. Yeah, these small sub-chasers are quite savage at close range. Oh, skipper is down. Alright, we need everyone to be either medics or repairmen at this point. I've seen some players say that you don't really need many medics. Sorry, the medical kits. But, well, I think that was true until recently, but then we changed the way the flag deals damage, and now I find that my crew gets down quite often, so if I don't have like enough healing, that can sometimes be more of a problem than lack of repair kits. Like, you can revive even without medical kits, but you can't heal them, and the revival attempt can fail, so you definitely don't want to be in that position if you can help it. So we're out of torpedoes, but they're already damaged, so maybe we can do this with our guns only. Nah, let's just call artillery. We don't want to risk it, right? What is wrong with this guy today? Oh, they're sinking now. Alright, there we go. That's strange. I don't know why we have a blue indicator in the progress bar now. Because there are no allied units on the map. Oop. Oh, I think it's because of those RP crates, right. Alright, yeah, that's something to fix. So that was a lot closer than it had to be. But we were successful in the end. There's a landing at Sololo. An allied landing. We should go help those guys out. We should... Oh, yeah, the aircraft that's being sent by the airfield there are an issue. Alright, there we go. A supply group came to the help of the base. Not by choice, I imagine, but because they were already heading there. Let's wipe them all out. Oh, it's a nighttime invasion. I'm gonna begin by going after merchant ship. We have a tender in the fleet, so it doesn't really matter. We can just launch up all our torpedoes, and if we still need them, we can go back for a refill. Having a tender is a very helpful force multiplier. Eventually you'll be able to have them in your own squadron. As an endgame option, of course, and it will be quite expensive, but you'll be able to do it. So spread of 4 torpedoes, I think 3 of them hit, yeah? That should sink them. Although I'm curious what's going on here, why these merchant ships appear to be a bit more durable than I remember them being. Up, chase her down. Alright, let's clear those base defenses. I think I'm gonna call in additional air support to make this easier. Like, sure, I probably don't need them, but then again, if you can make your life easier, you should probably do it. Like, using a support power might have a cost, but it's never going to be higher than losing your boat. And even a single base defense can kill you if you're careless. It's really important to live with the by being conscious of the fact that you're a boat made out of plywood. I find that's the secret to success in this game. You're a boat. Never forget who we are and where you came from. We're running low on ammo. Let's pull some artillery and head back to the tender. Oh, that was almost a hit. You sly devil, you tried to attack me while I was looking at binoculars. Looks like the tender is going for a ride on the docks. She's just going for a walk there, nice. Just another day in boat crew. Nothing to see here. I like to fast forward these bits. As a modern gamer, I get bored quite easily if there is no action going on. There was a suggestion on our Discord about making the game auto-collect the boxes if there are no enemies left. So like for example in the scavenge picture you can see we got 1500 RPs out of 1650. You know, the suggestion says that you should not have to collect them at the end. We agree with that. That's gonna get changed at some point. We're probably taking more damage than we need to here, but let's get this over with. I'm gonna beach myself because I don't want to risk sinking at this point. It's a good thing we brought all these repair kits. And the base has been secured. There's nothing left. Oh, well, some internal forces left, I guess. Well, we done our part. Let's head back now. Alright, I think this is a good place to stop for now. Thank you for watching. The first video got a lot more views than we expected. You know, we thought starting out with maybe 100 views, 200. Instead, there has been a lot more attention on the game than we thought there would be. So, thank you all for being here. We like to keep this series going. It's gratifying to know that there are people interested in watching gameplay from the designers from the developers' perspective. So yeah, that's all. Thank you, and we'll be with you in a video again later.